Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Firestar Tarot. I'm Empress Egypt, and yeah, I'm hella nervous, but now you have a face with the voice and the hands, okay? If you catch me looking this way, you guys, it's because my screen's here so that I can see your guys' message. So this is live stream, and you'll know if you caught this live because there will be a red live button in that the top right hand, no, sorry, y'all's left. Your top left-hand corner, there'll be a live button if you have caught this live, okay? So before we get started, you guys, I will be providing timestamps not only in the description box, but in the comments as well. Now, if you guys caught this live, it will be a little bit trickier. I won't be able to put those timestamps in until the live stream's over, okay? So again, I'm super nervous, okay? I felt like, honestly, if I was gonna show you guys my face, I wanted it to be as genuine as possible. And so why not do it live, right? So here it is, okay? Let me just make sure everything's set up. Before we get into the intro, I just want to talk with you guys a little bit and get a little bit comfortable myself with showing my face. I know I didn't upload all of the general weekly love readings this week so far. Let me explain why. First off, the pandemic, the restrictions were kind of lifted, so I went to go see my mom and dad. So reason number two, I didn't give you guys the weekly general love readings this week is because literally I was so nervous recording my face. All the videos came out shitty. I'm not going to lie. So it was just one of those things where I was like, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I need to come live and actually talk with you guys. So that's what this is. Now, also, this is a general weekly love reading. So I will be going over all of my fire signs. All right. And we're going to be tapping into the person you're thinking of. We're going to do a spread. I'll clarify and we'll get into it. But since this is live, I am going to try to interact with you guys as much as possible. I can see your comments. I don't know if all the comments will come through because I'm using StreamYard. And I do have the comments on all, but again, I have uploaded this. Well, this is actually live streaming on Facebook as well as YouTube. So hello, Facebook, as well as YouTube, all right? So for those of you guys who are already subscribed to my channel, I appreciate all your love and support. I'm more than humbled by all of the support from you guys. Literally, I cannot believe how fast my channel's grown, and I love you guys so much, okay? Number two, if you're not subscribed to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. By subscribing, you automatically enter all of my giveaways. I did announce my 500 subscriber giveaway on Instagram. I have provided all of my social media links so that you guys can follow me. So congratulations to the 500 subscriber giveaway. Whoop, whoop. And again, if you guys want to be entered in my giveaways, all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel. All right. Anything I forget to go over in the intro, I will provide in the description box. All right. Super nervous. Look, I'm shaking, you guys. Like, seriously, I'm shaking here. Oh, well, it's good. So I can see your comments. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So again, this is going to be fire signs. So we're going to be tapping into Aries, Leo, and Sag. We're going to be looking at the connection between you and the person you're thinking of. Really quickly, I want to touch base on my fire signs because fire signs are connected together, clearly. They are the fire element, right? It's all about creativity with my fire element. But what's more importantly is how the three work together, right? My Aries are the spirit of fire. So they're going to be very competitive, very fiery, all right? We also have my Leos. My Leos are the demonstration, all right? The demonstration of fire. So they're going to be a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more flamboyant, warm and inviting. And then we get into my Sages. My Sages are the mind and vision of fire, okay? So they're going to be more friendly, more expansive, that kind of feel, all right? So with that being said, you guys know my deal. First of all, this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody. If you are looking for something a little bit more specific and personal, my email is down below in the description box. Just send me an email and say, hey, Empress Egypt, I would love your price list, and I'll send it over, right? Also, there will be no extended to this reading since we are live streaming. It will probably be about a 2-hour read here, okay? Maybe not that long, hopefully not that long, hopefully only about an hour, maybe even less. We'll just kind of see where the cards take us, okay? Also, no extendeds, so obviously no extendeds here. But I have provided a link in the description box as well for you guys to check your birth chart, all right? Definitely check out your birth chart. It's very interesting when you read it. It's a long read, but totally worth it, all right? So a quick disclaimer before we get into this reading, you guys, I am not a fortune teller. I am not here to tell you your future. It's important to understand that everything can change from second to second, okay? Minute to minute, things can change. So I'm not here to predict your future. I am simply just giving you a different perspective of looking at a situation if this is your situation. So again, it may not resonate with everyone, but for those of you who it does resonate for, drop a comment, let me know how it resonates for you and your personal situation, okay? Let's see. I have 5 rules before we actually get into your reading, fire signs. Rule number 1 is gender is fluid here. So when I speak of masculine and feminine, I am referring to the energies and the energies only, okay? We all possess masculine and feminine energies. And of course, with like everything in life, it is about the equal balance, okay? Let's see, rule number 2, time is irrelevant. Divine's timing and our timing, yeah, totally 2 different things, okay? Rule number 3 is relationship statuses do not apply here, okay? I do not care how society has labeled you. There are so many situations. And of course, not only are there connections in the 3D, but there are connections in the 5D as well. Rule number 4, energy. Sorry if my connection's a little off. I am live streaming, okay, you guys? Rule number 4, energy is as fluid too as gender, okay? Which means the roles can be crossed, they can be switched. Just, put yourself where you need to, but don't make things fit, okay? And of course, last but least, we do have rule number 5, which is no negativity, okay? I am all about creating positive vibes. Yes, I take criticism, that's fine, but I do not want you criticizing my followers, okay? So anybody who is negative will be blocked, deleted, bye-bye, okay? With that being said, fire signs, let's get into your reading. So yeah, we're gonna be tapping into the person you're thinking of, what's going on and everything, right? We're gonna see where you guys are at. Most importantly, it's important to understand one thing here on my channel. I'm really about shadow work, okay? I'm really about shining light on the areas of our life that tend to be difficult. And instead of telling you what you want to hear, I'm going to tell you the things that I feel, not tell you the things that I feel, but tell you the things that I know are a better way of looking at it. Because when we get stuck in this mindset of, it's even hard to explain it, but I've just had so many people in my readings, honestly, you guys, their biggest concern is, believing what tarot has told them. And this is why it's so important not to hold on to everything in this reading, okay? Do not sit here and think that this is going to be the exact layout of your life, because again, it's all about perception, right? It's all about another perspective here. So if you hold on to something, you may pass up other opportunities. Does that make sense? So again, it's important to really understand just how to look at it in a different perspective, especially the dark areas of our life, because a lot of the dark areas of our life we tend to run away from, or we tend to ignore, thinking that things will just get better. And that's not the way it works. In order to fully be the best that you can, and I'm not talking about best as in 100% good, it's about balancing, right? Balancing masculine, feminine, good, bad, love, emotions, everything, right? All of it as a whole. It's about balancing it so that it makes the ride easier to handle and not so bumpy. Because it's going to be a bumpy ride. It's just that it's about how we react to these things that actually make it either easier or harder on us. So that's what my channel is about, okay? It's about that perspective of being able to handle things easier within. Okay, so I'm going to stop blabbing. And we're going to get into your reading, all right? So again, this is for all my fire signs, all right? Aries, Leo, and Sag. We're going to be looking at as a energy collective, okay? So again, let's just take a look at, we're going to do this a little bit differently. Normally, I do a you versus them. We're going to be doing a past, present, and future, possible future, okay? We're just going to be tapping into what's kind of going on with my fire signs, where they've been at, where they're currently at, and where they're headed. If love comes through, love comes through. I am aiming for love, but again, the messages come through the way they do, all right? So let's go ahead and get into your reading, fire signs. So let's go ahead and take a look at past energy first, okay? All right, Spirit, give me 3 cards for past energy, please, when it comes to my fire signs and the person they're here for, the person that's on their mind, the person they can't just seem to forget about, right? It's really hard. Spirit, 3 more cards, please, when it comes to my fire signs, please. First card up, and I will show you guys the cards once I get them all out. We do have the High Priestess in reverse. We do have the 10 of Wands. 1 more card, please, Spirit. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. Very interesting. Bottom of the deck, we do have the 2 of Swords, okay? So starting off with the High Priestess in reverse, this is telling me that there's definitely a disconnect within you, my fire signs. Now, again, the High Priestess is a feminine energy. However, this doesn't actually pertain to the physical masculine, male and female. Okay, this is about energy here. But this energy in reverse is telling me that a lot of my fire signs are having a hard time when it comes to trusting their intuition, all right, especially with the High Priestess in reverse here. And sometimes that can be just because of a mix-up within the elements that we're trying to balance, let alone trying to really trust your gut, trust your instinct, that kind of thing, and your intuition. So again, with the High Priestess in reverse, this is telling me that a lot of my fire signs are just not understanding when it's intuition, or when it's your mind, or when it's your heart, or when it's your passion. Okay, so it's like a mix up between the elements here. So again, with the High Priestess in reverse, I know a lot of you guys are having a hard time of trusting your intuition. That happens with all of us. Okay, it's a very hard thing to trust, but again, that's why I'm here, right? I'm here to explain to you and show you how to trust your intuition. We also have the Ten of Wands, right? This is all about completion when it comes to mastering the passions within you. Mastering, again, that fiery spark within you, the competitive side of you, okay? This is all about that completion of not only completing maybe things that have been burdening you, or things that may have just been very hard to really deal with as far as passion goes, okay? So this is not love, this is all passion here. Again, this is all the creative side of you. But with the Ten of Wands, this is telling me that a lot of you guys are ending a cycle. There's a sense of completion when it comes to the things that have burdened you, the things that maybe have failed within your creative side, or even the things that have succeeded in the competitive side, right? And not even the competitive side, but just in the passionate realm, okay? The creative realm, all right? This is past energy though, remember. And we also have the Ten of Pentacles, which is telling me that a lot of my fire signs have actually manifested for themselves really well, okay? A lot of you guys have manifested the things that you may want, whether this be a home, a good job, this is endless, right? When we talk about pentacles, we're talking about anything tangible. So again, this can be anything that can perish. So I do feel like a lot of you guys have just been working really hard when it comes to getting those funds up, right? Stacking that money. Maybe not even stacking the money, but building the home. Having the dream home. And maybe the dream home is just a tiny home that you want to build. It doesn't matter what that vision is, because our vision of abundance is all different, all right? The happy home is a different image for every single one of us. So again, this is going to, affect each one of you guys differently. But again, I feel like a lot of you guys are just really manifesting when it comes to that past energy, okay? Now, a lot of us are going through changes with all the retrogrades and everything. Things are going to be a little bit different. A lot of our emotions are going to be all over the place right now, because everything's just kind of like coming in together here, okay? So a lot of the readings are going to change as a collective throughout YouTube from reader to reader. And you guys are going to kind of see that, which is interesting because you're going to see how the energy really works. But a lot of us, the energies are just going to change, period, okay? So this past energy was all about completing cycles, and now it's about a new timeline for all of us. Which I think is really exciting and really intriguing, right? As a whole, as a collective. But again, so with the present, with your past energy, I see that a lot of you guys, honestly, there may have been a little bit of not trusting your intuition with certain things, maybe when it comes to love and this connection, also to things that you're passionate about. I feel like maybe a lot of my fire signs in the past just didn't really fully understand the full power of passion. And so now it's like, okay, now I understand the cycle's completed. I've manifested the things that I could manifest, whether they're the things that you wanted or not, or didn't turn out the way you wanted to, or they did. It's still this sense of completing and starting the timeline over, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and tap into current energy. Again, sorry for my connection, you guys. All right, so let's take a look at current energy here and find out what's going on with all of you guys, all right? All of my fire signs. All right. Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to present energy, please, of my fire signs. Present energy, please. Spirit, 3 cards, present energy. We have the King of Cups. Interesting, very interesting. 2 more, please, Spirit. That might be too many here. Nope, we actually got 2 more. Interesting. All right. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Ten of Cups, okay? So I do feel like, honestly, there has been something that has not gone right when it comes to the connection between you and your person, or the person you're thinking of, all right? Interesting enough, we have, coming out of the past energy, the Ten of Pentacles, right? That manifestation. But with the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck, this is telling me that, yes, when you manifested things in the tangible realm, but when it comes to love, maybe there was a disconnect and you just don't really feel happy where you're at, okay? There's this sense of moving forward to find what it is that you're looking for in a connection, whether it be this person that you've been holding on to or not. Again, with the King of Cups, this is someone who is very, very loving, okay? This is someone who is very who takes action when it comes to love. Someone who is not afraid to speak their mind when it comes to the way they feel about you. This is a very strong masculine energy. And remember, this is energy, so this does not have to be male, okay? This is just someone who's a little bit more in their masculine, but this is someone who wants, to be able to express themselves freely and to be passionate when it comes to love, okay? Not just passions and creativity, but this is some serious love somebody has, okay? Now, whether this is what you are wanting in this connection or whether this is your person, we will be clarifying and finding out. But again, and this could be a possible water sign here, but more importantly, this is just, again, someone who is not afraid to let you know how they feel. This is someone who is not afraid to shower gifts with you. When it comes to the connection, they're not afraid to show their appreciation to you. And again, this is just a loving, strong, ambitious kind of feel with this card, okay? And again, this is current energy. So this could be somebody that's in your life or somebody that you're trying to manifest or the person that you're thinking of that you're trying to manifest into your life. We also have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, okay? Honestly, the Five of Pentacles in reverse is letting me know that some of you guys have definitely left somebody out in the cold, okay? So maybe this is this sense of, again, not being able to trust your intuition to stay or to move on. How to let go of that person if you know all they do is bring you, and not even pain. Sorry. Lucky, there's a candle. This is live, okay? There's no editing here. So that's my fat boy. That's Lucky. He's my baby. Anyways, again, with the Five of Pentacles is letting me know that there's a lot of you guys that are really wanting to currently just walk away. If not walk away, just be able to no longer hold these feelings so strongly. All right, it's this sense of wanting to start over in a way. Okay, not completely start over, but it's the thinking about wanting to no longer hoard however this emotion is making you feel towards this person. Does that make sense, you guys? If it doesn't, let me know in the comments. All right, I can read your comments, you guys. I don't actually do personal. I do personal readings. My email's in the description box. I'll send you over a price list. As far as free readings go, my general readings here on YouTube are free readings. Okay, so if you do want a personal reading, I do just send me an email and I'll send you over a price list. Okay, but again, it's this sense of just really wanting to shut out these feelings and no longer feel those feelings anymore, whether it be for this person, whether it be for the disunion within you, and you just don't like how you feel, not being able to trust your intuition when it comes to this King of Cups or with anybody who comes into your life, okay? We also have the Two of Pentacles in the current energy, which is telling me there's a lot of balance within you, my fire signs, okay? So I do feel like a lot of you guys it's very easy, but you're able to handle what is thrown at you, okay? Not only what's thrown at you, but you're just able to be adverse when it comes to situations. You can see things from not only your perspective, but other perspective as well. And this is really just that really strong sense of being balanced, okay? Whether this is the balance of masculine and feminine or the balance between the union, between the person that you're thinking of, okay? And again, we'll clarify these cards and really find out. But yeah, it's just this sense of you kind of creating this new timeline when it comes to love, okay? So again, it's reevaluating your past and looking back at all the things that have been achieved in your past connections. And now current energy, it's trying to, again, what didn't serve you or what made you feel doubtful or fearful, it's like you want to just kind of close the door and keep them out in the cold, okay? It's like you don't even want to harbor those feelings anymore. You just want a reset. You want to restart here. And it's not that you've restarted yet, but this is what you're aiming for, okay? And this is your current energy right now, fire signs. Again, it's just wanting to leave things out in the cold that no longer serve you. Again, you guys are really balancing things, okay? You're really balancing not only, what is thrown at you, but just the balance of life in general, okay? Anything that can be manifested, you're balancing very well here. And again, with the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck, this is telling me most definitely that this energy is because what has failed you when it comes to love, okay? This is what has been pushing a lot of my fire signs to keep pushing forward. The unhappiness when it comes to the connections, again, sorry you guys for my connection, when it comes to the Ten of Cups, right? When it comes to the things that you have wished for, the things that you can visualize when it comes to that perfect happy family, when it comes to the perfect love relationship, it has not worked out the way you have wanted it to. So this is what is pushing you to create a new timeline, to create that reset, to create, okay, why isn't it that I'm not trusting my intuition? Make sense? So with that being said, let's go ahead and tap into your future energy, all right? Spirit, what do we have for my fire signs future possible energy, please? Show me what I need to see when it comes to my fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag, please. 3 cards, please, Spirit. And again, you guys, let me know in the comments if you don't want to see my face. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but if you just want to see the cards and visualize just the cards, let me know. I can do both, okay? I do want to have a second camera eventually so you guys can see not only me, but you can see the cards as well. All right, Spirit, please 3 more cards when it comes to my fire energy. Three cards, please, Spirit. First up, we do have the 4 of Cups. Interesting. Let's get 2 more cards, please, Spirit. 2 more cards. Wow. We have the Death card, Rebirth. Beautiful, actually. And last but least, we have the 9 of Swords. Yeah. So I do feel like some of you guys are going to kind of go backwards, but remember, and not even backwards, I shouldn't even say that, but it's like you're going to replay a lot of thoughts in your head and you're going to kind of go backwards almost to an extent, but not physically backwards, okay? Just mentally backwards. And it's good though, because you need to reevaluate everything again, especially when it comes to the things that no longer serve you, clearly, right? But anyway, starting with the 4 of Cups, right? The 4 of Cups is all, you know, this can be, it's not even this is a soulmate card, because this is more of just not really knowing, kind of a little bit unsure on how to actually start. Okay, there's a lot of, with the 4 of Cups, there's a lot of like just uncertainty when it comes to love, not quite knowing. There's a lot of grief within this card. There's a lot of sadness, feeling left out in the cold, feeling unwanted and unappreciated. So again, with this 4 of Cups energy, I'm feeling like honestly coming into the future energy, it's going to be like whether you left somebody out in the cold, because remember, energy's fluid. So it may not be that necessarily you leave somebody out in the cold. It could be that somebody left you out in the cold, okay? And it's this sense of grief, sadness, reliving past mistakes, reliving, you know, situations in your head over and over again about this connection, and literally creating a lot of sadness within your own heart. And so with the 4 of Cups here, it's really this sense of just really feeling sad here, really feeling the loss of whatever you either walked away from or whoever walked away from you. We also have the Death though, right? This is one of my favorite cards, the Death card, the rebirth, right? The transformation, the change, the accepting the past mistakes and the past accomplishments, and understanding that you needed not only the good, but the bad as well to be able to change. I like to say a lot here on my channel, within the fears and problems, okay, within the difficulties, there's always opportunities. Whether we acknowledge them or not is obviously up to us, but more importantly, it's all about things dying so that things can be reborn, okay? Things can transform into, you know, either the same cycle in a different way or a better cycle that we acknowledge because we face those fears. But with this Death card, this is telling me that whatever has happened in the current energy and the past energy, yeah, this is all about change. This is all about change right here, okay? Also, too, the Death card can kind of talk about not necessarily addiction, but restraints. And the restraints are always our own thoughts, all right? Our own fears, our own problems that we create within our own head. So again, we're going to clarify all these cards and really find out what's going on in specific. But again, it's just this sense of change, transformation, right? Coming from the past mistakes, the past heartache, the past loss, and transforming our lives, okay? Because I am a fire sign. 9 of Swords here, right? Here's where I was talking about this completion when it comes to the way we have thought, right? This is all about, you know, going back through everything, every thought of emotion, every thought of creativity, every thought of, you know, how can I explain it? Everything that you can possibly think of, pretty much anything that you can think of, whether it's a relationship, it's your work, it's, you know, everything, anything that you can think of in your head. That's what this 9 of Swords is about. It's about understanding that there needs to be an ending to the way you've thought. If up to this point nothing has really come the way you want it to, or come, I don't know if that makes sense, but if up until this point in your life, there's still a lot of, this is not how I expected it to be. This is still that feeling of ending that, right? And knowing that in order to end that, there has to be change. Again, so it's this sense of this change comes in, this transformation, whether it's you finally, tapping into that intuition or just something being visibly shown to you. It's this sense of feeling, okay, now I know that I am my own worst enemy, and it is about me understanding my thoughts and how to approach them correctly so that I can change, I can transform, and not the same thing that's been going on. Does that make sense? Sorry too about my readings if it seems a little off. Again, it's been very hard being live, okay? Let me read over your comments really quick just to make sure that you guys are understanding this before we get into clarifying. But at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Hangman, which is telling me there's this sense of stagnation, but it's a good stagnation, okay? It's a stagnation to reevaluate. It's a stagnation to look at the past, not only good, but bad as well, and to be able to really look at all options, opportunities, challenges, problems, fears. And again, this Hangman is trusting in divine timing, okay? This is trusting in divine to maybe answer the questions that you have seeked, or even just trusting in divine to guide you, period. Okay, so it's a beautiful card. It's that stagnation with purpose. It's that stagnation with trust. It's that stagnation with intuition. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful card. All right, so we're going to clarify a little bit and find out what's really going on within this connection and really break things down, okay? So let me move some stuff around here and make sure that we, you guys can see all these cards, right? And I'll hold them up as we clarify too. The Wild Unknown deck is very abstract, so it should be very simple to see the cards. Again, with these cards, they're pretty colorful. So let's take a look here. So I do want to clarify, obviously, what has you guys, because you guys know me, I'm all about shadow work here. With the High Priestess in reverse, what is this disunion within you guys? Okay, why is it that you're having a hard time trusting your intuition? So I'm going to see if we can't get some advice from Spirit when it comes to maybe a way to be able to handle this, or, see what Spirit has to say when it comes to this disunion within you, when it has, when it comes to you not trusting your intuition here. All right, Spirit, why is the High Priestess here? Show me what I need to see when it comes to this High Priestess, please. Why is this High Priestess here in reverse, Spirit? Yeah, it has to do with your manifesting, all right? The things that you're manifesting here with the Ten of Pentacles, which is telling me the reason you're not trusting your intuition, whether this is because of this person that you're thinking of, whether it's other things that have happened to you in life. The Ten of Cups clarified, the Ten of Cups clarifying the High Priestess here is telling me that whatever you have manifested in your life didn't work out, okay, even though it's the Ten of Pentacles in the upright, okay, this is still that sense of you manifested it, okay, you got what you asked for here, but it's still this, what you got has made you doubt your intuition somehow, in some way, shape, or form, all right? Spirit, let's clarify a little bit more in detail, please. Spirit, show me why the Ten of Pentacles here is here when it comes to this High Priestess in reverse. Please clarify, please, Spirit. Those flew out. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor in reverse. So I feel like it has to do with this person walking away from you. It has to do with this person maybe not clarifying things with you or communicating with you, okay? Period, fire signs. So it has to do with your person, okay? Your counterpart, or the person that you are envisioning as your counterpart, the person you clicked on this video for, the person you cannot get out of your mind, okay? So clarifying why the Ten of Pentacles came out, okay? Clarifying why you're not trusting your intuition because of the things you manifested is because, one, we have the Devil here, all right? Addiction, codependency. And clearly with the Emperor in reverse, it is this disunion within this masculine energy here, okay? So again, the second this masculine energy walks away from you, all of a sudden this disunion is felt, right? And what happens? That codependency kicks in. Because there was not communication, or whether there was communication or not, it's still that sense of everything you have known or everything that you have wanted is no longer there. So with like anything in life, when you have it, you're going to go through withdrawals. And that's what this card is really representing here in this read with this High Priestess in reverse. The reason you're not trusting this intuition is because the wool has been put over your eyes, okay? There has been something that has created a reaction that has you to where you can't see properly. And so that's what this card is. This card is about, again, the restrictions. And again, with the Devil card, remember, it's important to understand that the restrictions are usually our own restrictions, our own thought process that holds us back. We get caught up on somebody, okay? We get stuck on somebody. And I'm saying we, this may not be all of us, it may be different situations, but we are ultimately responsible for ourselves. We are ultimately responsible for the way that we allow someone to have that space in our head or in our heart. Do you get what I'm saying? So again, this feeling like you can't trust your intuition is because, again, the wool has been pulled over your eyes. That withdrawal has taken place. Okay, so you're in withdrawal. In withdrawal, is that how you say it? Yeah, withdrawal. I have a Southern talk, can you tell? So yeah, we also have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, and so this is where, again, I felt that sense of this person didn't communicate with you. And if this person didn't communicate with you, it was almost like it created this confusion in your own head. Therefore, you couldn't communicate with yourself properly in your head. So with the Ten of Swords here in reverse, this is the sense of this cycle ended, and this cycle was literally, and it wasn't ended by you here, okay? So this is where I'm feeling strongly like your counterpart walked away here, okay? Your counterpart walked away and it created a chain reaction. It put you in your thoughts, okay? But there is an ending to this thought process, okay? And going into present energy, I'll really break that down. But with the Ten of Swords here in reverse, there was an ending to this cycle, okay? It may have not been the ending that you wanted, but there was an ending to this. We also have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, okay? This explains why you have the Ten of Pentacles as clarifying why you're not trusting your intuition here. You're not trusting your intuition because you manifested something and it didn't work out. And when it didn't work out, again, it's because there were past things that had happened and past connections that were brought to this connection, okay? And whether you knew it or not, it's this sense of maybe even childhood things, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be relationship status, kind of, or relationship issues from the past. It's this feeling that, look, straight up, you didn't look back at past mistakes and past accomplishments and really focus on yourself before entering another connection. So when in reality this connection took place, okay, when this connection took place, there was a sense of not really evaluating where you wanted to plant these seeds, okay, what you really wanted. So with the Seven of Pentacles here, this is all about not fully evaluating, okay, what had happened in the past to bring it into the future. So I feel like, honestly, all that happened with a lot of these connections, fire signs, is that there was baggages brought into these connections without even knowing there was baggage. Does that make sense? That's what this is about. This is about not evaluating where things have gone wrong, not evaluating where things have gone right. And again, so it's left somebody feeling like they put in the work, but they didn't get what they expected. They didn't get what they were aiming for, okay? Why? Because again, there was this sense of not looking back in the past and evaluating things so that those same things weren't brought into the next connection, okay? We also have the Mother of Swords in reverse. Again, this is that lack of mental clarity, not taking initiative to your own thought process, okay? The Mother of Swords is someone who is selfish without knowing they're selfish because they only hear their own thoughts. It's hard for them to sometimes see another perspective because it's like whatever they picture in their thought process, okay, whatever it is that they think about, it's that mindset of that's what I'm thinking. And so somebody can sit there and have actions, negative actions towards you, but if you have in your head pictured them to be something perfect, you can't see those flaws. So this is that sense with the Mother of Swords in reverse. It's something's not being thought of correctly, or something is an illusion within the thought process. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to clarify a few more cards here clearly. Again, this is a live reading, so it may be kind of long here. But yeah, so we understand now that the reason the High Priestess has come up in the past energy in reverse is because my fire signs were not trusting their intuition. Why weren't you trusting your intuition? Because there is a lot of evaluating that hasn't taken place from past connections to the current connection that you're stuck on, okay? Now, whether you're stuck on this connection because it is a soulmate connection or it is a twin flame connection right now is irrelevant. The point is that when we don't evaluate past relationships for the good and bad, and we don't really face those shadows, especially the fears here. I think the fears and the problems are more important to face than the good things. I'm not saying to not be thankful for the good things or to, pat yourself on the back when you accomplish these things. But again, it's this feeling of, if we don't face those fears, if we don't face those difficulties and those problems, how are you gonna, you get what I'm saying? By not facing them, all you do is put a mask on them, okay? And you put them on a back burner. And when you put those problems or anything on a back burner, doesn't matter if they're not on the front of your mind, okay, on the forefront of your mind, somewhere in you, all the past mistakes, all the fears are going to be there, okay? And you're not going to know it, and you go into a connection with somebody and you truly love them and you feel this connection that is unexplainable, and all of a sudden things start to work out and you create what you want, but then all of a sudden things go wrong. Somebody walks away. Well, why? Because there were things that were in the shadows that we never acknowledged. There were things in the dark that we needed to shed light on, that we needed to face to be able to not carry it into the next connection. Makes sense? So we have to assume a little bit of responsibility when it comes to the failures of some of these connections. And I think that's the biggest issue that we do face, is that we don't face our flaws. We don't face the mistakes, okay? So again, that's why this high priestess is in reverse. So with that being said, let's go ahead and find out what is going on. I'm not really concerned about the 10 of Wands because I know there's a lot of passion from my fire signs, okay? There's no reason to even find out what's going on with the 10 of Wands, okay? I know there's a completion to the passions because we are passion, all right? We are creativity, okay? We are the spark, right? We are the star. Hence my name, Firestar, because I am a Leo. I do have Sag in my chart as well, so fire, right? And then the star, right? Hoping and dreaming and wishing for the good, right? So anyways, let's find out what's going on in the past energy with this 10 of Pentacles. Actually, we already know what this 10 of Pentacles is, so I don't even need to get into that. Clearly, we know, my fire signs, you've literally been able to manifest for yourself here. There's no doubt about that, okay? It's the question that should be asked is, okay, are the things that I manifested what I truly want? And if you manifested those things and they're not what you truly want, then it's time to evaluate from this day all the way back that you can remember. Try to figure out where it was that you initially set values, where is it that you learned that you didn't like this, okay? What connection was it that made you feel like, okay, no, I deserve this? Does that make sense? Where did those boundaries start to take place? And that's kind of where I think a lot of the shadows lie. Does that make sense? I hope that does. So let's find out who this King of Cups is, right? Is this your person? Is this the Emperor that came through in the reverse? Spirit, why is this King of Cups here for the current energy? Starting off the current energy, please. Show me what I need to see when it comes to this King of Cups. It's so hard. I get it. I totally get it. Why is this King of Cups here, Spirit? It's whoever you're in disunion with, all right? So I feel like even though this person's a part of your past, this person is definitely still part of your current energy here. The Two of Cups in reverse, right? It's all about the disunion. Whether this disunion is within you, which clearly if there's a disunion within you, there's going to be a disunion within the 3D, even with any person you're thinking of. So if you're watching this video right now and you're currently talking to somebody or thinking of someone from your past, and 10 years from now you click back on this video and watch it, you're going to see similarities in the way things are. Does that make sense? That's what this disunion is, because if there's a disunion within, there's a disunion within the 3D, within any connection you have, because you have to be in union, right? Doesn't matter. And don't become in union, like I've stated before, just because you want somebody. Because 9 times out of 10, when you become in union, the person that you used to want, when you're in disunion, you don't realize what it is that you truly want, because there are so many blinders on. There are so many blockages stopping you from potentially seeing things that you don't normally see, right, when you're in disunion. So this disunion can also be within you, okay? It doesn't have to be just within this, the person that you're thinking of. But when I clarify the King of Cups and the Two of Cups in reverse comes out, this is telling me this is somebody that you are no longer in union with, okay? This is a disunion when it comes to love, the love of your life, the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, okay? All right, Spirit, show me a few more cards, please, when it comes to this King of Cups. 2 more cards, please, when it comes to this King of Cups. Why is there a disunion with this King of Cups? Show me what I need to see, please, when it comes to this disunion between my fire signs and this King of Cups. And remember, again, you guys, the king doesn't necessarily have to be king. Yeah, look, there's the balance. There's the hangman. Okay, that's too many cards. Hold on. Yeah, see, there's that. This is that energy of, look, the hangman's in reverse now. This is telling me that this King of Cups, okay, this person that you're in disunion with, your counterpart here, there was a sense of justice, but it's important to understand, I think a lot of readers forget to mention with the justice, this is a good balance between not only good, but evil as well. And this is why I say, like with the 6 of Cups, you know, when it comes to the equal give and take of love, the balance, right? The scales. This is the equal balance of white and black, good and bad, right? That's exactly what this is. So this is that understanding that you love, honestly, you love this King of Cups for the good and the bad, not just the good, which is beautiful. Now, whether this person sees you that way is a different question. We will look at the overall outcome between you guys. But all in all, honestly, with the hangman here in reverse, this is telling me that this disunion with this person, okay, this loving them not only for the good and the bad has created a stagnation that is not good for you, okay? Not saying that this is not good, okay, which clearly a disunion is never good, but not saying that this isn't good. This is beautiful. You want to love somebody not only for their good, but for their bad as well. You know, we tend to really glorify people when we've never had a full connection with them, or even if we had a connection and then the connection separates, it's like you tend to forget all the bad shit. It never fails, right? That's how it works. It's like you can be miserable in a relationship and then all of a sudden that person leaves you and now you're hooked on them and you don't know why, because during the connection you couldn't stand them. Not saying that that's what's going on with this connection, but that's this, right? This is loving somebody for the good and bad and knowing that they're going to get old one day, okay? And if they're not, you know, or if they already are old, you know, there's things that go away, okay? So you have to love somebody not only for the good, but for the bad. Clearly, that's what you're doing, my fire signs. You're loving whoever you choose to be with. You're loving them for the good and bad. This is a characteristic of my fire signs, okay? Because they understand because of the creative part of them, right? The mind, the vision, the demonstration, and the spirit. So again, it's this sense of this King of Cups, okay? There's definitely a disunion, right? That disunion has created a stagnation within you, ultimately creating a disunion within you, okay? It's balance, right? It's still the acceptance of the good and bad. It's just that there's this disunion. So again, we'll clarify a little bit more, but it creates this stagnation that is not good for you, okay? So again, it's this mindset of this disunion has you stagnating your life. It has you stagnating your progression, all right? And with all spirituality, we always know what happens when you stay stagnant, okay? If you're not willing to take that leap of faith when need be, okay? Don't always be naive here, but if you're not willing to take that leap of faith, guess what happens? Spirit comes in and pushes you, right? So clearly we do have the 5 of Pentacles here. So I'm definitely very, very interested why or who was left out in the cold, okay? I'm getting the vibes that most of my fire signs were left out in the cold. And again, remember, you can still be in connection and still be in disunion in the physical. So what I mean is there can still be a strong connection. You guys can be separated or vice versa. You can be in a committed relationship and have a disunion, all right? I'll go back over the comments in a little bit, you guys. But yeah, so I want to find out what's going on with this 5 of Pentacles clearly, okay? I want to know who was left out in the cold. Was it you, my fire signs, or are you leaving someone out in the cold? We have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess was left out in the cold, okay? Straight up. That's right. Whoever is the High Priestess in this situation, the one who is not trusting their intuition, okay, got left out in the cold. Straight up. All right, so what's going on with the Four of Cups? Obviously, I know this is why there's a lot of grief when it comes to the situation, but I want to make sure that this Four of Cups really has to do with this disunion, because sometimes, the sadness can come from somewhere else, all right? I mean, I'm assuming that it is, yeah, broken heart, yeah. All right, Spirit, show me why the Four of Cups this year. Yeah, this person may have left you for somebody else here. The Three of Wands, this is third party, right? A lot of passion with third parties, intimate, right? There definitely could have been a third party situation. Or, oh my gosh, Lucky, seriously, I'm so sorry, you guys. This is what happens on live television. This is what happens when you have a cat, okay? Welcome to the kitty cat world. But yeah, so again, really honestly, look, and we have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck grounding. So the Three of Wands, there could have been a third party situation. This can also be that the reason you're really sad here is because your person is in a third party situation, okay, in another connection. Could be karmic. I don't know. We'll find out hopefully with the overall oracle here. But all in all, this separation has really got you, a lot of my fire signs, just feeling like, how do I trust my intuition? How do I know what's right? How do I know what's wrong? Really just kind of doubting a lot. Doubting within, doubting the connections you're in, doubting this cat. I'm about to spank him. He's being so bad. He's never this bad, I swear. Yeah, I feel like it's just put a lot of doubt, a lot of grief. And again, though, this is that sense of be careful, Sag, be careful, Aries, be careful, Leo, because when you get in this sadness and this grief, it's the same thing as the stagnation in reverse, okay? Not the Hermit, but the Hangman in reverse. If you are so stagnant in your mind, okay, in your heart, in your emotions and everything, you create blinders and you're not able to see what is correctly in front of you, or correctly, in this case, not in front of you, okay? Also, too, because of that blinding, it can create you to not see somebody amazing in front of you, okay? So it's almost like this stagnation can also blind you to the point of there may be something really good in front of you and you're not seeing it. Why? Because you're stagnating on one individual who has walked away from you, which is 100% understandable. You know what I'm saying? It's that codependency. Anytime somebody walks away, what happens? The opposing party becomes the chaser. That's this, right? This is where that grief is coming from. So let's take a look at this death, this rebirth, and make sure that this transformation, this change, is a good change, and maybe find out a little bit more in detail what's really going on. Why is this death and rebirth card here, Spirit? Why is the death card here? Show me what I need to see for my fire signs. Father of Wands. Honestly, it has to do with your passions here, right? Or this could just be you in this disunion within you, my fire signs, right? The wand suit is all about my fire energy, right? The creativity, the passion, the spark, the flame, right? The ignition. So I honestly feel like this death and this rebirth is going to be taken within you clearly here, okay? I don't feel, I'll clarify a few. I'll go through the deck one more time and just make sure, but honestly, I'm feeling like this transformation is going to take place within you, all right? Yep, there we are. Let's see if we can get one more card. Spirit, anything else when it comes to this death, this transformation, this rebirth? Daughter of Cups. And the Star. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. So, yeah. Need I say more? The Six of Cups, right? The equal give and take of love, right? So, clearly there was a lot of illusions. Well, that's what happens when you have situations like this happen, right? Somebody walks away from you, right? I mean, come on. Anybody, believe it or not, we are a lot similar than we think sometimes. This is why readers are able to go off energy elements as a whole, or the collective as a whole. I know we get in this mindset that we are so unique and so different, but all in all, we are very similar. So I honestly feel like this death, this rebirth has to do with clearly what has taken place, not only in this connection, but what you're bringing from past connections as well. there's this sense of everything that you have given, you're not being received back, or even it's this, okay, well, if my relationship was equal, I loved them not only for the good but the bad too, then why did it turn out this way? Okay. So this death, this rebirth, this transition, we have grounding it, the Six of Cups, right? This reliving childhood memories when it came to how you were loved, or the love that you lacked, or the love that you never received. So it's important to understand that, again, sorry for my connection, you guys, live streaming here, but again, it's this sense of that is what's grounding this, okay? So I like to call this the childhood trauma, right? The childhood memories, the childhood BS that we never understood would come back to bite us in the ass later in life in all of our relationships. This is the dark shadow work that most people don't even acknowledge, don't even realize is there, okay? Straight up, that's what this card is for me. So again, it's this, the lack of, or even the equal give and take of love, okay? All the things that you can think of when you come to love, whether this was love from your mother, love from your father, your grandmother, somebody who took care of you, a friend, you know, whatever the case is, daughter of cups energy, right? It's like there's this rebirth when it comes to immature love, okay? The immature love comes from, again, childhood mistakes, and not even mistakes on your part or my part, childhood memories, childhood trauma, drama, all that BS, right? The lack of maybe mentoring, the lack of being explained how life really was, not the fairy tale picture, right? Again, that's what's grounding this change. This change is taking place because there was this immaturity to love. Why? Because again, when we had the Seven of Pentacles, it was never faced. It was never, the shadows were never faced. They were just shoved under the rug. And again, we carried those burdens into the next connection, all right? So that's what this is. It's that like immature kind of feel, right? And not even immature as you guys are in immature fire signs. I'm just saying the not understanding fully how connections work. Father of Wands, right? This is my fire sign, right? In disunion when it comes to the masculine. Why? Because of the things that have now been shed on, right? Yes, you know now that this connection is not what you thought it was going to be, or you feel like this person's never going to come back to you. You feel like the connection's never going to happen again, or whatever the case is. It's all different situations for different people. But it's the fact that now this change is happening because now you shed light on those areas, right? So this future energy is beautiful because, again, the transformation is taking place because you no longer see illusions. You see either this person or the situation for what it is. You now know, and ultimately this is going to lead to you trusting your intuition, which is really beautiful. And then, of course, we have the star, right? This is about hoping and dreaming and wishing. Whether it is for this connection or another connection, you still have this feel of, hey, look, I'm changing and I'm still hoping and wishing for the best. Now, clearly, ultimately, you know, I can't tell you guys how to stop thinking of someone. It's very hard to do because you can go years without thinking of this person, then out of nowhere, bam, you know, something reminds you of this person, and there you are again, back in your feels, right? Back in depression, not understanding why things have worked out the way they've worked out. But again, this is this sense of you still hoping and wishing and just, yeah, wishing, praying, right? Hoping for the best. So let's take a look at, we obviously know the Nine of Swords is here. There's going to be there's going to actually be a completion to the way the thoughts are in this connection, okay? The thoughts that you think about in this connection, the way you think about this person, there will be an ending to this, okay? There will be an ending to the grief, the sadness, the loss, right? There will be an ending to feeling left out in the cold, okay? Or at least how much you think about these things, all right? There's this sense of completion here, strong completion, okay? So let's pull overall oracle for my fire signs and find out what's really going on within this connection between you two. This is where you're going to get a lot of your answers, okay? Clearly, this is my shadow work side. This is what I like to do. I like to really acknowledge the areas of our lives that maybe we really don't even know are there. So this here is basically the clarification to the answers that you may have when it comes to this person that you're thinking of, when it comes to this situation, all right? Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to my fire signs and the person they are thinking of, please. Show me the connection between these two and the energies between these two, please. Show me the connection between these two. We have love, unconditional love. We have the Grim Reaper. Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to the connection of these two, please. they're flipping out. They're flying out. Hold on. Sorry. I need to fix my nails. Soulmate connection. We have heart with key. Spirit, show me what I need to see, please, when it comes to this connection between my fire signs and the person they are thinking of, please. Show me what I need to see. All right, let's take a look here. Bottom of the deck, haha, what did I say? I like when Spirit clarifies for me. We do have the runner at the bottom of the deck, okay? So it's important to understand before I even get into these little black cards that what is grounding you, okay? This is what is basically creating all of this, okay? So the fact that someone ran, all right? This is grounding all of these emotions. This is grounding you not being able to trust your intuition. This is grounding why you feel left out in the cold. Okay, why? Just like I told you with this addiction, this codependency, it's because somebody ran from you, okay? Or you ran from yourself in this situation. It just really depends. You're gonna have to put yourself where you need to. But again, this is somebody running, all right? So automatically we have not enough, right? Somebody's feeling not enough, okay? Somebody's feeling a lack of in the connection. Fire signs could be you, could be your person, because remember the roles can be switched here. But somebody definitely was left behind, left out in the cold, and that made them feel like they weren't enough, period, okay? Whether this is you, my fire signs, or somebody else, the point is that definitely this created a sense of not feeling worthy, okay? A lack of self-worth, not trusting your intuition. These two go hand in hand, all right? If you don't trust your intuition, you're not trusting your own self-worth. You're not trusting your own values, your own thought process, your own emotions, your own passion. So again, it's the sense of not feeling enough, right? We do have the Grim Reaper here. So this connection is over, right? There was a death to this this connection, there was a death to, period. It's over, right? So if you are to get back together in this state, you know that you're still going to feel like you're not enough, okay? Because the relationship is over. So it's good to get rid of this past connection. Don't think of this connection anymore. Because if you do, what are you doing? You're bringing, again, the baggage and the shit from the past into the present energy, and not only the present energy, but possibly the future connection. So again, it's important to understand that this BS, okay, is over, period. We also have soulmates, okay? This is telling me that this is a soulmate connection. Remember, you guys, it's really important that soulmate connections are known for what they are. We have many soulmates within our lives, okay? We have multiple soulmates within our lives. So with this connection, it is a soulmate connection, meaning this was a soul contract. You were made to meet this person for a reason. You were made to learn something from them, okay? Now, whether you guys become in union and ever get back together and get married and have kids and have the perfect 10 of cups and the perfect 10 of pentacles, this is still important to understand whether you have that or not. Whether you ever see this person again or not, it's important to understand that this is a soulmate connection. You were made to learn something from this person. Whether this was finding your intuition or not, this connection was made to push you. This connection was made to get you to be shooken and knocked off your feet so that you could learn something. Clearly, we have ascending. Of course, we've seen that from this death and rebirth, this transformation. It's all about ascending to be a divine being, a deeper understanding of what it is that life is about, the connections that we intertwine with. It's important to not only look at what it is that you learned from this person, but to really fully ascend. It's not only about what you learned from them, but maybe what you've taught them as well. Because remember, with soulmate connections, it's not just about you learning something, it's about what you're teaching that person as well. It's an equal exchange, okay? So it's an ascension for both of you. Whether this person comes back to you or not, whether this person gives what you gave to them, what they learned from you to someone else or not, it's important to understand that there should still be a pleasure in knowing that you made somebody better because of something that happened in the connection. There's definitely something that your person learned from you, okay? And there's definitely something to learn from this person. We also have the camera, right? This is about, again, reevaluating things. So it's about looking at the past connection the accomplishments, the memories, the bad and the good. Okay, it's important to remember the equal balance of both. It's important to understand that when you're going to reminisce not only on the good times but the bad times. It's important to remember to focus on when you didn't feel your best, when you were left crying and nobody, carrying you, whatever it is that you've dealt with in the connection that were not good. It's good to shed light on those areas as well, so that you're not blinded by only the good. Okay, you need to accept the bad, which clearly the balance is here, right? The Two of Pentacles is coming through. I don't see you having a hard time with that, but I do see the reminiscing constantly, right? The thinking about this person constantly here. This is why this card is coming through. Photograph, right? Looking at each other's photos, whether you guys know it or not, whether you know how this person feels about you or not, it's important to understand that this energy is coming through for a reason. There's someone who is sitting there looking at somebody's profile pictures, missing them, reminiscing about them with the camera, okay, looking at the pictures, whether it's you, my fire signs, or someone else, or both of you guys. The point is that it's happening, right? Healthy choices. It's all about making healthy choices. Interesting enough, these cards have come up so often, okay, about self-worth, self-love, unconditional love, soulmate connections. I feel like a lot of my readings have been soulmate connections, of course, because you're meant to learn something. A karmic relationship is when karma's coming back to bite you in the ass, or vice versa. Karma comes back and bites that person in the ass. Karmic relationships are all about karma, right? The wheel of fortune, good and bad, with the equal balance. But yeah, really important here is healthy choices. It's all about learning what are healthy choices, right? Is, holding on to something that you're never going to get clarification, or you might not, the ifs, the ands, the whys, the buts, the I don't knows. That's this, right? This is understanding that it's important to make changes for yourself and be healthy for yourself. Most definitely. Making the right decisions when it comes to love. We also have the clock here, right? It's all about time, divine timing, not our timing. This is why I say it's really important to understand that there, again, is a difference between divine timing and our timing, okay? And everything takes time. You may be really caught up in the emotions of not having this person, not feeling them, not touching them, not seeing them, not just hearing what they're going through. But it's important to also understand that you also don't know what divine is doing. You also don't know what this person is going through. And I'm not saying in a bad way or in a good way. I'm just saying that everything is about timing. You guys were made to meet for a reason, to learn something, to grow, right? To be reborn, to understand things that are healthy for you when it comes to love. And so even though you're caught up in the feelings of this and the not understanding why you can't have them, why you can't talk to them, why can't you have this connection with them, it's important to understand, maybe start asking yourself why it is that we are in disunion. What is it that I was made to learn? What is it that my person is made to learn? And maybe not even focus on them so more, just what it is. Look, there's kisses and unconditional love coming through here, okay? This is a soulmate connection. Yes, there's a disunion between you two, but there's unconditional love here, okay? You have somebody's heart, period. You have somebody's heart. So if this love is here, why? It's like this. What if divine is sitting here saying, look, I need to separate these two so that they can become so amazing as individuals and find their own self-love, their own self-worth, so that when they come together, they can show people what it is to go in a separation. I mean, the thing is you don't really know, okay? This could be that you never see this person again, right? So if you never see this person again, and there's this sense of kisses and love and unconditional love, where is this love coming from, right? Within you. It's this feel of, regardless, this love, this happiness, the heart with the key has to come within you first, right? Because what happens if this connection doesn't come back? Are you going to waste 10, 15 years, 5 years, 7 years, 7 months, 2 days, not giving this to you, and again, shutting doors on other people because you're wrapped up in someone else? You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard, it really is, because I don't think anybody can give you the answers on how to get over somebody, you know? And it's one of these things that becomes so difficult day to day because you think you forget someone, you think that you finally have it, and maybe even a new connection comes into your life and you start a new connection with somebody, and then all of a sudden the first thing that goes wrong, it automatically has you thinking about that person again. What I've come to learn in my relationships, okay, and where I'm at now, and I'm not perfect, I still have a lot to learn, okay, but what I have learned is that I always take the best that I've had in every single connection. Okay, so for example, in the current connection that I'm in, if we get into a fight, I automatically, my mind goes to the one, like, say the reason we're fighting, me and my relationship, my man, say the reason we're fighting is because he's not giving me affection that day, okay? And I'm a Leo, so I get a little bit dramatic, okay? Say it creates a fight and I still don't get the affection that I wanted. Automatically, I'm going to think about the one connection that I may have had with somebody that was very affectionate. It's an automatic response, a human response. Our brains automatically respond to the next best thing, right? So it's important to understand that with all of these connections, that when you're not happy and I think it's important to bring up because even in current situations, there's a lot of people who are in relationships not because they really truly love that person, but because they were afraid of being alone, straight up. So then what happens is you're in a connection because you fear being alone. When you're in a connection because you are afraid of being alone, there's never going to be the connection that you want. You will always have your doubts. You will never fully know what the future will hold. You will not be able to see your future. Well, because you weren't 100% okay with being alone. It's important to be alone. It really is. Because if you don't acknowledge the things that you need to find out solo as a person by yourself, a union within you, again, these are going to be brought into the relationships. Does that make sense? So if you never give yourself the time that you need to be solo and independent, and you just rush into relationships, and I can speak from experience, okay? All you're doing is bringing the same BS, not only within yourself, but into the connection as well. And it's just going to be harder because now you're in a connection that you're with because you were alone. Now this connection is not working, and now you're sitting there asking yourself, what went wrong? Why can't I get this shit right? I hope that makes sense. So if you are in that kind of energy where you're thinking about this King of Cups and you're in a relationship, okay, and this is the third parties are coming out because both of you guys are in karmic relationships, again, you guys might not be twin flames. You guys might not ever come together in this life. It's important to understand that even twin flames can take lifetimes to come back together, right? They might not get it right in this lifetime. My advice for you guys, right, when it comes to this King of Cups, whether this is masculine or feminine, my advice to you is to find happiness alone. If you can find a happiness alone, that is the ultimate goal, because then it doesn't matter who comes into your life or not. You're okay with you. You're happy with being alone. And it's like, it's not that you don't need somebody. I don't think anybody wants to be alone, right? Die alone. And that's not what I'm saying here when I say to find the happiness within. I'm referring to finding that happiness within, right? You don't need somebody to make you happy. And I think once you understand that as a whole, once we understand that we don't need a person to make us happy, that's when all of this will start to lay down right? We perceive people as we are, right? So if you feel like you're at the gas station, you're looking at somebody and you feel like, oh my God, this person's being really weird, whatever the case is, whatever you're judging that person for, and I hate to say it because it's true, I do it too, right? I'll sit there and look at somebody and be like, oh child, what is she wearing? Not realizing that I walked out of the house not matching, looking like crap, and here I am judging her, but really it's me. It's me in my own head. Does that make sense, you guys? I hope this reading made sense for you guys. It was a little bit nerve-wracking for me because this is live stream and you guys have never seen my face before, okay? But again, I wanted it to be a different experience for you guys, showing you guys my face. I didn't want it to seem, I don't know, I just wanted to be as authentic as possible with you guys. Clearly, we're going to tap back into your energy. I was late getting these readings out, you guys. I went to go visit my mom and dad, and I didn't get the videos uploaded. Normally, I upload Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. So I actually, honestly, because I was judging myself and being my biggest critic, I didn't get those videos up, okay? So that's what this is. This is for all my fire signs. I'm going to be doing some for earth, air, and water as well. But I upload Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which is coming up in the next couple of days. So a lot of you guys over the weekend, I might do an extra read for you guys, but for the most part, I will be having your weekly general readings coming in on Tuesday, okay? So that's why I kind of put you guys all together. But again, I hope this made sense. If you are looking for a personal reading when it comes to shadow work, I am offering shadow work readings now. I think it's more important than the love readings, okay? One more thing before you guys go, okay? It's important to understand, and I know a lot of you guys, because I've been there, I've been depressed, I have been sad on my couch watching tarot readers, okay? So I know what it is. I get it 100%. Even if you have that mindset that I'm over this person, I'm good, I know where it's at, right? I know what happens. It's important to understand. This is why I am a huge pusher for having just a different perspective and not telling you your future, because we hold on to what people say. And I know what it is. I've read those readings, and when they tell you that someone is coming back, I think it is one of the most fucked up things ever. Look, it happens. It comes through in readings. I get it. When spirit speaks, but it's also this, now you're waiting for someone to come back, and what if that person doesn't come back? Are you going to waste your whole life waiting for that person? Well, yeah. People listen to tarot readers all the time and do that. Matter of fact, most of my readings, I have a hard time with readings because of past readings that they have taken, right, or have purchased. There's this sense of still not fully understanding. Well, this reader said this, and if they even give descriptions of the person, then why, this person matches the description. Could this be that person? That's why it's kind of hard to, you know what I'm saying? Don't hold on to everything that you see. And honestly, tarot reading should be in moderation, okay? You do not want to alter your life based off of a reading, okay? It's really important. What I mean by that is, if this card says that you guys are never going to work again, okay? Yes, that may be the case. But more importantly, it's important to understand that what if you change? That person changes. Energy is so fluid. I can lay these cards down. 5 minutes later, I can lay these cards down again. And depending on you or your person, the energy can change. I think that's what's important to understand and really highlight here, is how fluid energy is. Does that make sense, you guys? Like, literally, you can watch this reading and it can alter the way you think. It can alter the way you react to the situation with someone. Therefore, that can also change your person's energy, right? Especially if you guys are in union, soulmate, twin flame, right? You're going to pick up off each other's energies without even fully understanding or knowing. So again, it's important to understand that things can change. Energy is so fluid, okay? I know I blabbed on a whole lot. I'm going to go ahead and end this video, you guys. Again, thank you guys for all of your support. So now you do have a face with the voice. It was a little bit, again, nerve-wracking, but it needed to be done. So with that being said, you guys, I love you. Stay blessed. Blessed be. I will be coming back on Tuesday, and we will be getting back into your specific zodiac signs. And yeah, we'll tap into a you versus them. We'll find out where you're at versus your person. We'll look at what it is that you guys are learning. We'll also look at the overall outcome between the energies, okay? It's important to understand this is energy, not physical, okay? Again, this shit can change minute to minute, second to second, all right? With that being said, you guys, I love you. Stay blessed. Blessed be. And I will see you next week, okay? Bye. I'll go back over the comments, and I'll answer any comments if I can. I don't know how this chat really works, I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm using StreamYard, so not all of the comments came through. So if I can, once it's been live, if I can go in and comment, I'll comment and respond back to your comments. Okay, you guys? All right, so I love you guys. Stay blessed. Blessed be. And I'll see you next week. Bye.